Hello product folks, welcome to my channel Untrapping Product Teams. I've got a question for you. Why is making decisions so overwhelming? As a product manager, the one thing you do all the time is making decisions. For example, during my days, some decisions are just on my unconscious mind, but some I need to make all the time. Should I answer to this email right now? How should I answer? Which word should I use? Oh, a message popped here. Should I answer? Oh, a developer wrote something in the ticket. Should I comment that? Or a stakeholder wants to talk to me about some features. Oh, I received feedback from the users. What should I do with that? Oh, we have the goal. We need to measure the results. And the list would just go on. But now it comes to the point. Some decisions are just straight away, but some, they keep us awake at night. And how do you deal with that? Does it need to be like that? I'd like to give you some insights on how to make decision process something smooth. It doesn't need to be overwhelming. It depends how you tackle them, the expectation you have, and the tools you use. By the end of this video, you will get some insights, and I hope that you focus on what matters most instead of just making decisions, but learning from the results they generate. Let's start with the first thing, decision types. Do you put every single decision in the same bucket? That would just overwhelm you. There are two types of decisions, and I like using Jeff Bezos here. He says that there is one that is reversible and the other that is irreversible. And for the reversible ones, just get done. Just do something and learn from the results. Keep moving. Progress is more important than avoiding mistakes. And I will tell you here, what would be that, for example? Let's say you are deciding about, do you put a feature live for 100% of your user base? Or maybe you're gonna put for 10% and you don't know which approach is best. Let's say you give it a try and you put to everyone 100%. And then you get shitloads of feedback. Users are mad at you. You fucked everything up. Well, you learned something. Maybe next time you should avoid that. But let's say you put for 1%. And then you realize that the data you have doesn't prove anything. You cannot inspect and adapt. You don't know what to do next. You also have learned something. So you need a certain user base to help you decide what to do next. But let's say you start dancing around this decision and then you don't move at all. You start thinking what would be better? 100%, 10%, 25, 30%. In this case, it just doesn't matter. You are falling into analysis paralysis. And what I'm gonna tell you, no decision is worse than a bad decision. Because a poor decision will teach you something and you will learn, and the next time you can do better. And no decision will ensure you remain stuck while your competition is progressing and you will be left behind. Now let's go to the second part, irreversible decision. Oh, here you need to think more. Just one example. If you want to become a parent, you will be a parent and you cannot revert that. So you better think before you make this call. In the product world, let's imagine a company. Should you build something? Should you get from the market? Or should you acquire a company? If you are thinking about merging and acquisition, this is challenging and demanding. For this, you should invest more time before making the call. So some decisions require more energy. But the point I want to make is don't put everything inside the same bucket. Otherwise, you are just going to overwhelm yourself with things that could be done easier. The most important is learning from your decisions that are reversible. Keep progressing and don't get stuck into analysis paralysis. Now let's go to the second part, the expectation. What do you expect from decision? That's the point, because sometimes we expect too much from decisions. We start dancing around, oh, we have this nice feature here, or that problem to solve, or this potential here to do. And I would like to get a perspective from Alexander Osterwalder. The thing is, you fail big and then you're dead. You avoid failing small and then you're dead. You need to find the balance. That's what I'm saying. If you want to be an innovator, you are gonna fail. There is no single way of innovating without failure. So if you try to make decisions to avoid failure, that is a mistake. You need to make decisions to ensure you keep learning as fast as possible. Because the faster you learn, the sooner you succeed. And that's what matters. The expectation of decisions should not be to ensure you create value, because this is an assumption. It should be to prove something that you assume right or wrong, and then you can adapt to the next step. So the main important part is how fast you learn. And decisions, expectations should not be about the results they create, but the learnings you get, the insights. Progress is more important in this case. So don't try to make that magic decision that will ensure your business will grow tenfold. That just doesn't exist. You may read stories about Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and so on, but these companies are continuously doing different things. They try hundreds or maybe even thousands of different approaches until they find one, and this one will pay off all their attempts. Remember what I said? Fail fast, succeed fast. That's the point. Now let me come to the third and last part of this video. Simplify your decision process. It doesn't need to be complex. You could start with a goal, a vision, or whatever that will help you rule out things. And things, I mean distractions. Ensure that you don't get stuck on things that will not lead you to what you want to achieve. So start with the value you want to get, and then you figure out how to get there. And once you have a set of ideas, you can decide how to cluster them. And what I like suggesting is this value matrix. You could have, for example, the expected impact and the effort for that. But bear in mind, this is just an assumption. Your idea of potential impact and how complex would be to implement a solution for that. And what I would like to suggest, cluster your ideas. For example, if something is a high impact and low effort, this would be a low-hanging fruit. And if something is high impact and high effort, there is a bet. And the point is, in any of the case, you need to start doing something that prove you're right or wrong. So your decision is on taking the initiative, not on ensuring the result. And the value matrix will also show you what you expect the impact to be low and the effort to be high, and in this case would be a time waster, and you would skip doing this. And something that the impact is low and the effort is low, this is just maybe a nice to have. And the issue is we may get stuck into that and focus all of our energy and nice to have while ignoring the high impacts and making bets. So find the balance and keep moving, because that's all that matters. Keep learning. So to summarize everything I shared in this video, great product managers strive for learning. They are not afraid of making decisions. They don't let decisions get in the way of speeding up their learning time. They ensure they are always learning, and by always I mean every single day. Decisions are just made spontaneously, smoothly. But however, when you look into something that is complex, like retiring a product or something like this, keep in mind, this you need to invest more effort, more brain power, because the consequences are massive and it might be irreversible. And in this case, then you need to invest more energy into it. I hope this video has helped you simplify your decision process. Please let me know in the comments what you have enjoyed and what you would like to have next. Don't forget hitting the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.